brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
10:30's the time, and the show is yours.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Shane,
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
and the holidays are coming up. We've just got through deer hunting. Actually, it's deer hunting still
That's a
going
holiday.
on. That is a holiday. And we got Thanksgiving just around the corner, and that's about the time that we do holiday lights, get things set up for Christmas. Some people are doing it already.
Well, in fact, Litchfield is setting up
Shit.
their.
Yeah,
This morning.
The city's been
they're
doing
doing
it
it
out there.
today. Yep, getting our famous
Get your
city lights
braziers.
on.
Mhm.
Yep, they're getting those up, and so today we're going to talk about holiday lighting technologies, from smart lights that you control with your phone to full-blown synchronized light shows. Lighting can enhance the holiday spirit, bring families together, and even make you a creative star. Do you do lights at your house?
Me.
You
I?
Yeah.
No.
You don't know?
No, my wife, what little lights we do, because we could go to the kids for Christmas and stuff, she does.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about smart lighting, indoor-outdoor setups, synchronizing to music, and how to get started with your own DIY display. Bo's going to start us out with what we mean by smart holiday lighting.
Yes, smart lighting just refers to LED lights that can be controlled remotely. So most often now that's going to be through your smartphone, through tablets, voice assistant, or any kind of like automated system. So the reason you want these is because you can change your colors, their brightness. You can make it do patterns, which we'll get into a little bit. You can sync it with music and timers. So it's just a little bit different than the old plug in and plug out. Now you can do so much with them. So there's a lot of popular brands. A lot of you maybe have heard of these. You got Philips Hue, which is really versatile. It's super high quality. Twinkly is actually more of a, they have like holiday light specialization. Govee, these ones I've never heard of. And that's a little bit just more budget friendly. Then you got GE Sync, which is good for indoor smart bulbs and light strips. You can do a lot of this with with the phone and with the voice assistant. You can use Alexa to turn on lights or do a certain pattern. You can use, if you have the Google ecosystem, you can use that as your voice assistant to turn it on. And we're going to go into a little bit about getting it set up outdoors and indoors. So I think Jane's going to start off with indoors here.
Right. So like I said to you guys earlier, we're remodeling our house, and I love lighting. And so we're doing a lot of this stuff inside the house. So just like underneath the cabinets in the kitchen and around the room.
Are the lights you're putting in LEDs that can change colors?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. But it's where everything's coming in. In fact, our mirrors are going to have LED lighting.
Oh,
It's like, so when you have Hannah living with you, and she's a TikToker, so she sees all this stuff, right? So she just wants to. Okay, yep, sweetie, we'll definitely get that for you. Yep, sure. So there you go. So anyway, indoor lights are pretty awesome. It definitely makes the mood and the ambiance in your home. And so when you add that to your Christmas cheer, basically you want to look at that smart LED strip like I had mentioned earlier. You can put it under the cabinets, down the stairwell for visibility. You can put it on top if you have your cabinets in the kitchen. If there's an open concept, you can put them up there.
Can you put them on a tree?
Absolutely.
Our tree has built-in LED lights. Our fake tree.
Wow, you're always up to date.
I know.
Yeah.
But they're pretty basic. It's just either one color, like all white, or all variety of colors, or like two colors, red and green or something like that. It's real basic, and I do have it plugged into a smart plug so I can turn it on and off that way. But there's way more higher tech than that out there for trees.
Oh yeah, but see, that's going to go bad eventually, so you're going to have to make it
we'll
smarter.
eventually have to do. Yeah, exactly.
And then there's the twinkly tree lights that we had mentioned, and that's basically app controlled, and you can do customized effects as well. And then the smart bulbs, which you were mentioning, I know Nathan talks about this a lot when he has the the little kids around him, and he'll change the color of the light, and they think that's super cool and all that stuff. And then this is kind of big. Like if you know Dave Caesar, you know that this is huge. So it's syncing the music with your indoor parties or outdoor parties, and so like outdoor things, the permanent lights. So they're getting more popular. Like if you drive around right now, you're going to see lights up all around Litchfield and whatnot, and people are professionally setting them up, or they're doing it themselves. You can do either one, and basically they change. You can do patterns, or you can make it a solid color. You can change it for Halloween, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Your favorite color. If you've done a gender reveal. So I mean,
My favorite color is chrome.
I'm
I thought
sure
it was
they
copper.
can do that
It should
too.
be copper.
Right?
No. Anyway, so and then there's the smart projectors. Like I think someone in our neighborhood had the Grinch and sneaking around, and then there's those snowflakes that circle around and kind of make you a little dizzy. So a lot of options. You can get those on Amazon or at Walmart. They're just all available, and
Yeah,
cool
if
stuff.
If you're doing the outdoor setup, you got to make sure that you waterproof your cords. A lot of times at the junctions, if you're going to string a couple of cords together, you want to use a waterproof box to put that in. It's just for safety reasons.
You don't want to go down the Griswold.
Yeah, you don't want to go down the Griswold thing. Secure your lights with clips. The 3M makes some nice clips that you stick on your house, and then you can put the lights in there. Instead of like, we've all seen the Christmas Vacation where
3, 2, 1.
well, and he staples his clothes to the
Yeah.
right.
He's a hot mess.
Exactly. You don't use nails or metal because you don't want that to wear through to the wires, because that could cause fires and shorts and all kinds of other issues. And speaking of Dave Caesar, so we all remember our former marching band director, Dave Caesar. He built quite an impressive display at his home, and he actually was he lived a half a block from where I live. And so like every season from Thanksgiving until Christmas, I had to go the other way around the block because the cars are blocking
too many.
yeah. And so he did a light show, and it included talking bulbs and giant instruments and songs synchronized with the lights.
And the radio.
Yeah, and so you tune into
FM channel. Yeah.
an FM channel, and it would broadcast like half a block.
Yeah.
It was like I could barely get it at my house even. So you had to be pretty close, and I think that's for FCC legal reasons.
Right.
But you could listen to that on your radio and then watch the light show, and he even had where he had intermissions in between songs. He would do trivia, and I mean,
created his own song at one point, didn't he?
yeah, he created his own song, and it was just an amazing display. And we haven't seen that, at least in Litchfield, yet since. And he's been out of town for a couple of years. But you've seen these videos like Jane mentioned. Like I was just watching one on YouTube. It was a Halloween-themed one. And they do all the same type of thing, synchronized to music. And so with that, Bo is going to kind of tell us how these synchronized light shows work.
Yeah, and Dave is probably a little ahead of the game. I mean, this technology is now a little bit more available, probably a lot less expensive than when he started doing this, but it uses controllers like some brands are Lightorama or X-Lights or Vixen, and they send signals to those lights to get them to, sync up with the music or the audio track, or to switch colors when you want them to. Some of those actually come with their own little controller, like a little laptop, but I think a lot of these nowadays are just used through apps, which make it a little bit easier. You can just add right to your phone. So that's that's kind of how they work, and the setup I think is a little bit easier than it used to be too. So you can have your lights sync to something like Carol the Bells. You can have like a roof line that basically just syncs to one part of the song, while like maybe the foreground does something different. So it's not all doing the same thing. You can have a lot of different motions, colors, a lot of themes going on at the same time. So it just kind of offers a lot of creativity. And obviously Dave's done quite a bit. He had years of experience. So we always recommend starting small and trying one thing, see if you like it. You can always expand from there.
I had David actually showed me what he did. He brought me into his basement one time. He showed me on the computer how he synchronized the music to the lights. And then he'd be building this all summer long. I'd see him in his garage building all these different, displays and different things.
Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So if you're a DIYer and you want to try something like this, like Bo had mentioned, you want to start out small. So maybe one tree, one window, maybe the front porch, and then
maybe a mirror.
Maybe a mirror.
You're gonna make me laughed out. Anyway, and then like Bo had mentioned, also just check out what kind of tools you need. So like X lights, the Twinkly app, Lightorama, those are some things that you want to look for. And then just the basic setup. Choose your lights, choose your connector or your controller, look at the software, look what you want to create, and then upload it to a microcontroller or run it from a laptop like Dave did.
Yeah, a microcontroller is like just a tiny computer and a brand or a type of computer they call Raspberry Pi. You can get them on Amazon and they're like $30-$40. That's kind of like a microcontroller.
What if you want apple pie? Do they do that?
An apple what?
Apple pie? Instead of a Raspberry Pi?
It might mean apple pie. I don't know.
Flavor things.
Like, whew, over my head.
Right? So, but yeah, these microcontrollers, they'll control the things. But the whole point here is start out simple. Like on our house, we do have a string of lights. They're on all year long. They're real basic.
They're on all year, or you leave them up all year?
We leave them up all year. And
I suppose depending on the holiday, you could just have them change the color.
That's just it. And there's it's again limited, but I can do red, white, and blue. I can do Halloween colors, purple and orange. I could do around Christmas time, obviously. Easter, you can do the pastel colors with them. They're LED pixel lights, they're called. And each LED can shine all the colors, and that's kind of why they're called pixel lights. But I can run it with my app. And again, I do have them plugged into a smart plug, an outdoor smart plug at my home. And I have that smart plug set on a timer so that it automatically goes on at 4 o'clock, roughly 4:30 in the wintertime when it gets dark. And then they will shut off at midnight. Because you don't want them on all night long and bothering your neighbors while they're trying to sleep.
There we go.
Because then you get the phone calls, right? But anyway, so you can start out simple like that, or you can get extravagant and start getting into these controllers and syncing the music. It depends on how techie you want to be.
Right. And then the tips to make this happen and make it better every year. So you definitely want to label your lights and cables to what it is, and so that way you know for next year. And then you want to zip tie them, make sure that they're put away properly, and that you inspect them and make sure that you're replacing the light bulbs and that kind of stuff. And then if you're wanting to hang out and get other tips, you can definitely utilize Facebook or the Reddit community for YouTube. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And then safety. The daisy chaining, just stay away from that. And what I mean by daisy chaining is you don't want to take a strip, a surge protector strip, and then put like an extension cord or another surge. You just want to make sure that you're only using one surge protector and
use longer extension cords. Like don't plug 10 footers in together. Get a 100-footer, and then that that kind of a thing.
Yep. So good luck, Shane. Shane, if you have any questions, just reach out to Shane, because I think he knows what he's doing.
Well, I've done some stuff, but yeah, when it comes to I would have to go to YouTube as well to learn how to do the synchronization and that kind of thing. But adding lights to your home, it makes it fun and easy for people to enjoy the holidays. Synchronizing music kind of brings some more options and some things that you can do to make it even more fun. But try something new this year. Even a single smart strand can make a huge impact on your holiday fun, right, Bo?
That's right. Yeah, and if you have any questions about lighting, obviously you can call Shane. But if you have internet questions, you can always give us a call. Our number is 693-3231, or you can go on our website, vibrantbroadband.com, to take a look. And you can also catch replays of the radio show here on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. And you can also listen live here every Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD.
All right. Well, thank you, Jeff, for having us.
Absolutely.
Thank you, audience, for listening. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Bo.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.